Hello and welcome to Sacred Science Channel, where we explore the fascinating world of sacred geometry. It is a fascinating subject that can help you understand the underlying principles of the universe. So if you are interested in exploring this fascinating field of knowledge, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and join us on this journey of discovery and self-exploration. Together, we will unlock the secrets of the universe. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another channel of Sacred Science today. Today, I'd like to talk to you about how we can use the hexahedron as a quantum tool to overcome the lacking in the 5 bodies of consciousness. Now, in the last few weeks, the sections that has been coming through is got to do with a lot of lacking. When I say lacking, I meant it's more to do with grief or sadness or sorrow that people are holding, and individuals doesn't know how to relieve or come out of it. Yes, it's something that they have done or the others has done to them. So today's topic is going to be based on that. And so I'm bringing in my hexahedron as part of the clarity on based on the sacred geometry. So how a hexahedron could be a useful tool to get the understanding of why is this happening in your life and how you can remove it consciously. All right. So it's before we dive into that, let's briefly go over the 5 bodies of consciousness. Okay. So we are a full body of consciousness. So only one body is local. The other bodies are non-local. When I say it's non-local, what I meant is that it's invisible. It's not something that we are aware of. So as humans, what we usually do is we try to look into what is so visible. What you can see in the mirror is what you're going to pay attention to, isn't it? You're not going to think of something that is next to you, which is very invisible, and you cannot feel or touch or see it. Yeah. I wouldn't say you cannot feel. Of course, a lot of people can feel it. It's just that they are not so, they have not exercised it, that to understand that, it is there right there. So the 5 bodies of consciousness. First is the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, the spiritual body, and then the cosmic body. So in other words, I like to express it a bit differently. So the physical body, the vital body, the mental body, the supramental body, and the spiritual body. The supramental body is more of the bridge between the other bodies and the spiritual body. Yeah. So when you are affected emotionally, it's not just the physical body or the mental body. There are other non-local bodies that are coming into the picture, and they are also playing a part in how they are affecting your overall well-being. Yeah. However, any of these bodies are, when they are lacking, you can really feel it. There's something that's much of a discomfort. You go into the fear mode, you go into resistance, you go into all these emotions that you want to just store it into your body. Yeah. So how do you address it in the sense like how do you know what is happening? You will feel it, whether, through your mental body, you can feel that you're feeling so much of hatred, anger, frustration, and most of the times depression. Without knowing, you go into a specific depression. Yes, because you're not working with the other bodies of consciousness. How do you know when it's happening also through your physical body is when you start having some sort of conditioning in your body. All right. Hypothalamus does work in a very different way from your brain level. And then it gives you fibromyalgia, lupus, digestive disorders, anything you can name it. Anything that comes physically has got every single disease that humans carry in their body got to do with all the bodies of consciousness. That there's been a lacking, and then they carry it forward and then just keep moving with it without realizing. Yeah. And that's the reason if you go to the doctors and you just keep popping pills, things are not still working because you're still somehow or other you're bringing something to a balance, and then all your emotions are coming back again. You kind of completely baggage it and then you throw it back into your physical body again. Yes. So understanding the sacred geometry, you tend to understand how you can release yourself, how you can understand yourself, how you can come out of this huge discomfort that you carry within yourself. All right. there is where the hexahedron comes from. The hexahedron, the geometry hexahedron is actually a cube. That's the reason I just quickly drafted this and then put up some information in here just to give you a little bit of description of what it is all about. All right. The hexahedron, also known as a cube, as I mentioned, is a three-dimensional shape, and it's got 6 square faces to it. Okay. It's got 6 faces. The 6 phases is for me, it's like 6 doors to your consciousness. Okay, so it is a powerful geometric, it's a powerful sacred geometry that has been used in various spiritual practices, and it is believed to have energetic properties that can help us balance our consciousness. Okay, so in the ancient traditions, in ancient times, in the ancient mystery school, this is what they were using. And as time goes by, we become too modernized that we can completely remove all these things out of our system. Not completely. There is existence there, I can see it, but it's always overlooked. Okay. So the hexahedron represents stability and grounding. Okay? It helps you to create a strong foundation, both physically and energetically. It can be used as a tool to focus our intentions and manifest our desires. All right. By working with the hexahedron, we can connect with our physical body, our consciousness, and anchor ourselves to the present moment, bringing everything into a balance. Yep. So, as I said, we all have our experiences. We have experienced situations where we may have caused something unintentionally, hurt someone emotionally, and it can be challenging. All right. So sometimes it could be us doing something to someone or someone doing something to us. Yes. In both situations, what I feel is that if you can connect to your sacred geometry, you will know how to balance yourself so you're not affected, whether you are the person or the other person. It doesn't matter. Yeah, because we tend not to do things intentionally, but things does happen. Okay, so we cannot, we couldn't control certain situations, certain things happen, right? But we cannot keep going, doing it again and again and again. It's like you're soaking yourself and you're just completely crumbling yourself into pieces. That's how it's going to be. Yeah. So when you are forced to experience such challenging times, is for you to move past that, to completely let go or completely digest it, so that you don't blame or go into the guilt mode. Yeah. So in one way or other, what I'm trying to say is that it can be challenging to move past that and let go of the blame and guilt that we feel. It's essential to remember that we are all humans. We came here for human experience. Without mistakes, we are not going to learn. But if we repeat the same mistake, we keep keeping the same language and same technology and same, when I say language and technology, I'm talking about in energetic way. We cannot use the same pattern to repeat ourselves, doing the same thing again and again. We are not going to see any changes. We are going to drop back into the square again. We are going to drop back into that hole again. So we don't want to fall into the rabbit hole. We want to pull ourselves out of the rabbit hole, come out of the box, and think in a balanced way. Yeah. So, and we will make mistakes, as I said, and it's our part of our growth and learning process as humans. Yeah. So there's a way to go around doing it. It's normal to feel guilt and blame, but when we hurt someone emotionally, but it's essential to let go of those negative emotions and become one with it. So say, for example, with all the sessions that has gone through in the past 1 week, what repeatedly I've heard is that people are going through some sort of guilt, that they would like to go back to the past and correct it. They want to go back to the past and correct. We have to understand we came here for a human experience. All those things has happened for a reason. It's part of your growth process. So you cannot go back to the past. That's the reason we are in the third dimension. The 3D space is about it. You can move forward, but you cannot go backward, right? But you can completely spiritually balance the past by letting go or digesting the past. You can do that. All right. There's a technique for everything. Yeah. So our human experience is about learning, keep moving, learning and keep moving, not to get stagnant, not to repeat the same pattern, or not repeating the same dramas and traumas again and again and again. It's not what we are here for. The minute we do that, that means we lock every door and we're saying, I'm going to get in myself into this box and I'm going to live within the box and I don't know any better. And what is going to teach you to get better, or what is going to show you that you're not doing the right thing? Your physical body of consciousness, which is here. The flat bottom of that cube is the physical body of consciousness. It is going to show you that you are not balancing yourself by giving you physical element, right? It's going to give you all this anxiety, depression, fibromyalgia, lupus, digestive issues, liver problem, kidney problem, name it. You're just going to go with the process because you're holding there. I'm not going to move. This is how I'm going to hang on. And this is how I'm going to think all the time. I don't want to get into harmony. And this is the place I'm going to be. Then be prepared to have all this, because you are kind of abusing your physical body without realizing, by holding all your past into this present moment. All right. I hope you all are with me when I'm saying that. Okay. So with this session, so what I focus on today is more about the guilt and the shame that that has happened or has caused in the last years or weeks or months or whatever it is. Nothing's not meant to happen, but things does shuffle and happen at that very moment, and it has happened. You cannot go and change it, and you cannot go into the blame mode, whether blaming themselves or blaming yourself. You cannot do that. Yep. The experience has happened for you to either forgive or to just digest or just to let it go. Yep. One good example that someone shared with me was actually 2 sessions that I had was someone they really loved dearly, and then to letting it go. They went through that process of it. And then they carry a guilt because, I was young, I was just moving through my emotions and I didn't know how to let go, but I felt like I hurt that person without knowing. It was a relationship, but they felt like it was an emotions that they couldn't let go of. So somehow or other, they held that guilt, and it was very sad. It's a very sad presence in them because they want to go back and say, hey, I'm so sorry for what I've done. But unfortunately, there's a door that has been closed that they can't enter anymore. So they are now left in this space and they're feeling all this guilt, and their feeling is not about what is happening right now. How am I going to say sorry to the person? But it's more about, I cannot go back to the past to correct it. Right? So they keep thinking they cannot go back to the past to correct it. Now, in this situation, with my way of working with individuals is that if you are being faced with something that you shouldn't have let go, but you kind of did for some reason, and your experience has brought you through that door to move forward in that way by letting go of the person, it all happened for a reason. It's for that person, it's for that individual to learn through their experience, and also for you to learn through that experience. All right? Every time there's 2 doors. Which door you're going to let yourself out is the question. Yeah. So when you go through that kind of experience, you have to understand, all right, so that person, you either whoever has hurt, whether that person has hurt you or you have hurt the person in relationship, which is very common, which is pretty normal for a person to experience that. You just have to come to a balanced state of mind to understand. If you have hurt the person, you have to now forgive yourself. You have to forgive yourself so that that person can forgive you spiritually and energetically. If you don't forgive yourself and you're carrying a guilt, there's no chance for them to forgive you, because this is the energy that you're pushing towards that space. You're saying this is the energy. Yeah. So the minute you learn how to forgive yourself, immediate forgiveness will come from the other end. Yes. So when you are doing that, always remember, it's not about the pain you have caused them that this experience is asking you to bring, but the love that person has showered you, or the love you have showered to the person, is what you're going to bring into this experience. All right? It's not about what the nitty-gritty things that's happened that massively came into the space that push you both out of that space. It's not about that. It's more about the understanding that happened, that was there before that. For something to come in and to break, it has to be together first. And what put that together? The love. Yeah. That person would have taught you so much of love, or you would have taught the person so much of love. This is the energy, this is the space you're going to take together. You're going to bring it together with you to process it. It's you become the love. The minute you become the love, you do understand that whatever that has been lacking, or whatever that's rotating in your solar plexus or your in your heart, you do understand that it's time for you to either let it go so that that person can move forward. Because if you're holding the rope in your hand, it's going to be even harder for the person to move forward, because there was an existence of love in that space. All right. So always learn to let it go. Just let it go. If you are the person if you feel that you have done wrong, it's always best to let it go and digest that beautiful love that you carried, the memories that you carried into yourself. Yeah. And forgive yourself. If the other party has done and you feel the damage came from the other party, you have to forgive and let it go. Every time, no matter what you do, the let go has to come in, because the human bodies of consciousness can only take that much. And you want to take the consciousness of who you are and it has to help you to move forward. If you're stuck and you don't know how to let it go, you will start with your physical body of consciousness. All right. So when we are looking at the hexahedron, let me explain a little bit about this. When you're looking at the hexahedron, you can see the bottom part, which is the surface, right? So when you're looking at the surface, that's the physical body of consciousness. This is what is holding the whole body of consciousness. So you as a physical body, everything is surrounding you. Yeah. So the 6 phases are the 6 doors to your consciousness. Yeah. So the minute the physical body of consciousness goes through this and you say that, no, I can't let it go, I'm going to hold it, I'm going to feel guilty, I'm going to feel sorrow, I'm going to feel grief, and I'm going to hang it. I'm not saying you're not supposed to feel it. You have to feel it. But there is a period of space. Only in the 3D, you got timing. You don't waste the whole timing on that and destroy yourself. What I'm asking you to do is have a period of time. After that time, you have to understand there was a contract and agreement that came together when you came into this physical body, right? There was a contract you came in, and that contract is within this surface, that is the bottom part that you hold, what you are carrying. Once the contract is over with the relationship or with anything that you're holding, it's something that's already been determined, that's already been, how do I say, it's already been described in your space, during this period of time being in Earth. It's already been determined that this is going to happen and this is how it's going to happen. It's all been done because a contract and agreement is coming apart. And if you try to hold on to this contract and agreement saying, no, I'm not going to let go, without having a resonance of love and saying that, all right, I'm going to compromise, I'm going to only completely dedicate with love, and that I'm going to hold it as long as I can. If the contract is over, that means your new experience that's waiting for you, because you came for that experience. And that's the reason certain things has to fall apart. Even though you're showing so much of love, you're doing the sacrifices, you're doing the compromise, you're compromising so much, it's not helping you. And you can see that you are getting smaller and smaller in that world. It's because the contract is over. Yeah. And sometimes when contracts are over, an agreement is over, you have to let it, you have to move apart. That's the way it's going to work. I'm not saying that you don't have to be in friendship or love. Yes, you always can be, but the contract is over. There's no relationship, but there's always going to be great friendship. All right. So I'm talking in very much in a neutral, in very general statement I'm putting here in the form of relationship. So with the hexahedron, when you're looking at the physical body, This is the part, this is the flat surface right at the bottom of the hexahedron is the physical body. And right, so when you're looking down is the physical body, and that's what is holding the whole ground. And that's the reason it's connected to the earth element. All right, it's connected to the earth element. It's the one that's giving you the stability, grounding, and nurturing. Everything comes from this, from the physical body of consciousness under the hexahedron is the solidity. Yeah, right opposite, right on the top from the ground, you're looking up. What are you looking at? You're looking at the spiritual body of consciousness, and where is present of the cosmos and the space. And this is the door that opens to and ignite the creative space within you. It ignites and it opens up the door to the cosmos, to the universe. So any information you require from here has to be retrieved from here. Yep. When you go through the other doors, you are only going to make things worse. Okay. Say, for example, the flat surface is the physical body. The top surface is the spiritual body of the hexahedron. And the right side is the supramental body. So what is a supramental body? The supramental body is the bridge between the other four bodies and the spiritual body. So this is like a bridge. The supramental body is like a bridge. It brings every information from the universe through the supramental body, and it brings it down to the floor and bring the light all the way down to the hexahedron. So any information that's coming from the top to here is the one that makes it complete, that gives you some sort of solution, or it helps you to have a solution or outcome, or to let go of something that you're looking for. Yeah. So the other doors are more of the flow of the vital body and the emotional body and the mental body. Yeah. So these three are very much connected to the physical body. I'm not saying it's not connected to these two, but these two are more in the higher frequency, whereas all these are kind of within the fourth and third space dimension within the hexahedron. Yeah. So in my workshops, I'm teaching all about the specific bodies of consciousness and how they are kind of ignite together and how to use them in bringing out the understanding about yourself, understanding about the universe, understanding about everything that surrounds you. Okay. So now I'm going back to the physical body and the spiritual body of consciousness, because that's what's the element right now, because this is what is important. Because of whatever that's happening in your relationship and all that, you always have to understand, take the love. There was so much love that was already in there before anything would have happened. Go back to the love, go back to the connection you had with that person, or go back to the connection you had with the child or the parent or relationship or whatever it is. Take that love. That's the reason that person existed. Don't destroy it. There's so much of love in that space. Take that in that space and then just completely let go of the rest. Now, when I say this, I'm not saying that somebody who has never changed keep repeatedly doing this, or they have abused it so much mentally, physically, and spiritually. I'm not saying that, okay, take back the love and go back. I'm not saying that. The contract is over. But right now, you have forgive, you have completely let it go, so you can be in your best well-being. Whatever information I'm giving is for you to surrender to yourself, so you can let go, or you can digest this information and become that love. You can only digest love, and you have to let go of all the other emotions that you're holding. And then that becomes the perfect well-being for you. All right. If you have any questions in regards to this, please comment. If you don't understand the explanation, I can always come back and do this. Right now, I'm just doing case studies based on what has happened in the whole week with my sessions. And I'm taking this and I'm trying to elaborate to you. So all I'm asking for you to do is you become the love. The minute you become the love, everything around you is going to be so beautiful. All right. You don't have to, there won't be any space of judgment. Yeah. Now, of course, I know that there's going to be a question. So how are we going to come out of this? Of course, we know that we need to come out of it, do this, but how are we going to do this? One way, I can give you one example. I'm teaching all these techniques in my workshop, but over here, I can show you one technique that you can use in regards to coming out of this imbalance. Is you have to understand that you are the emotion. You are holding this emotion. And the door you're trying to release here is using the hexahedron as a quantum tool and to overcome this emotion. One way is by using the door of release. I call it the door of release. It can be from your physical body. It can be from your mental body, this door. It can be your vital body, which is this door here, or your emotional body, which is this door here, or your supramental body, which is the door is here. All right. It could be any door. So you have to figure out where is this frequency sitting in the aspect of your life. Physically, you feel fantastic. You're a good runner. You go to the gym every day and you're so active and everything's okay. But mentally, you feel anxious, there's anxiety, you get panic attacks. Where are we focusing? Mental body. So you need to know which door you are now going to release. Yeah. So that door has to open to let go of that release. Yeah. So this door of the hexahedron that is located at the bottom here, the physical body, the door release can help us to let go of emotions that no longer serve us. Okay. That's no longer going to serve you or promote your healing and your balance. Okay. So what you need to do is that you have to sit down in very much in a space where you're uninterrupted, where you can be in a quiet space. If it's nature, perfect space is nature. If you can sit in the ground, in the grass, in a lawn, in your backyard or your front yard, choose a space, plug in a 432, any music, meditation music that resonates with you. I love to use the Om because Om completely clears everything, anything that's negative around you. The Om is a very powerful word. So if you can use or plug in a cosmic meditation on Om and then just completely balance, sit down in wherever that's suitable for you, even it can be inside your home, in the ground, in the bed, whatever makes you comfortable. Sit down and then focus on the cube. Focus on the hexahedron as if the hexahedron is floating right in front of you. All right. Just focus as if it's just rotating, it's focusing, it's coming in front of you. I can give you a little bit, share a bit of an example over here that you can use to focus as well. Let me show you this. Maybe that might help. All right. If all of you can see this, you can see it's a box. It's a cube. It is a hexahedron. All right. It is a hexahedron, as you can see this. All right. Now, when you look at this hexahedron, there's 6 phases there. The first phase is the ground, the physical. All right. The second phase is the top, the spiritual. All right. The third one is here, the vital. And then the mental. And then we got the supramental. All right. So all the 6 phases are here. At the same time, when it opens up, you can see it looks like a triangle in every angle. So that's the beauty of this geometry. So focus on something like this. Focus on the hexahedron and then put, as I said, that you can be in nature, you can sit anywhere that's comfortable, and then focus as if you are now releasing. If you are with somebody who is having a lot of physical issues, just focus on the physical body, which is right down here. Yeah. Focus on that as if that door from below is going to open. So before you do that, make sure this whole cube of hexahedron is filled up with that emotions or energy that's now troubling you. Make sure it's inside because it's already inside there, right? So this is how you communicate with the sacred geometry. So it's all already sitting in there. Just quietly sit down listening to the music. Imagine as if the door from below is completely opening and everything that you are holding, all these emotions are now just getting out of their way. That means it's completely released out. It's no longer in existence. Okay. So you just have to practice this as if you're opening the door. Which of the door is all up to you. You will know whether it's your mental body, your physical body, or your emotional body, or your spiritual body. You will understand. So just concentrate on that door, completely open it, and then release it. And make sure when you do that, you do understand that you are releasing it with a lot of gratitude that is no longer required, and you're completely in love. And you become the love when you're releasing it. that thank you very much and gratitude for the experience. And I'm releasing it right now because you're no longer needed, but I'm grateful for the experience. So that the minute you do that, that space becomes empty so that you can move forward in your life. Yeah. You can do that with any kind of condition that you have as well, right? With your physical condition as well. And in saying that, I hope that kind of helped, because this is part of the sacred geometry teaching, and this is how we learn how to balance ourselves in different aspects of our life, and understand how things work around us as well. So I know there'll be a lot of questions in regards to what I just showed you. As I said, that if you throw in the comments, maybe I can come back and then completely resonate with the specific question, and I can explain it more in detail. Yeah. But until then, I think I kind of described the sacred geometry based on the hexahedron, and I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here is that not to hold on to the present. The present is the beauty, the present is the gift, yeah, and completely resonate in the space of love, and try to let go of other emotions that is not helping you to move forward, yeah. And you yourself as an individual will identify it, because every time you take 10 steps in front, there's 5 or 6 steps pull you back. So you will understand why you're not moving forward, all the procrastinations or anything that's happening in your life that's making you so difficult. So I would like to leave with that, because as long as there's questions, I'll be able to answer it. But unfortunately, today Danielle is not with me, so I'm doing this as an individual, and I'm going to work through this with my other clients. So I hope that that topic has helped you. Until I see you the next time, I would really like you to subscribe to my channel and support me in this journey, so that we can learn and enjoy this journey together. All right. Thank you, everyone. See you now. Bye.